What is your favorite part about Marvel Spider-Man? Is it the story? Is it the combat? Is it the way you play as Spider-Man? How realistic it seems to be with all the web swinging and all of the traversals? But what if I took that all away? Today, I have decided stupidly that I'm gonna see how far I can travel around the map of New York without any web swinging, any wall crawling, none whatsoever. And I'm gonna see how long it's gonna take for me to get across New York, both vertically and horizontally. Is this the most dumb idea I've done? Maybe, maybe not. Only one way to find out, and that's by watching this video. So what you are currently seeing right now is me starting off at the longest point in the game. Well, in New York, that is. And this is at 2x speed, so we're not standing here for an incredibly long time. Now, as you notice, because I'm not trying to use any of the agility or any of the wall crawling or whatsoever, I'm currently having to move around certain objects, and as you can see right there, the character will auto default to like slanting on the edges. So sometimes he will do that at the end of the sidewalk, so that's just something I have to adjust to. There's probably going to be a bit of added time just based off of me doing the recording, and as you can see, I still have to stay and stick with the high bar. You are more than happy to adjust the time based on your own settings, but this is generally about the time you would get it. I'm also having to deal with freeze frames and stuff like that, and as you can see, I still decide to talk to the paper, and I still decide to give that guy a high five. But before I continue very on with my wonderful narration, I got a little something for you. Yeah, a nice little thing there from the one and only J. Jonah Jameson, and I want to just like leave that on there, just a little fun bit. But so yeah, we are currently going back to walking now. I was debating whether or not if I wanted to just do a casual walk or maybe a bit of a jog, but I wanted to do maybe a bit of a jog, and as you can see, I could have just maybe jumped over those cars, but nah, I'm jogging. I'm just gonna jog all the way there. So I did set the endpoint for this for that bridge across the way because, well, it's the natural across the way, you know. God, I'm kind of tempted to do the do you know the way meme, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna make myself look like an idiot. At some point here, for some reason, my health bar and my web shooters and my abilities came up, and I don't know why nothing endangered me, but okay. I think it might have been maybe a Fisk person or maybe a Martin Lee secret corruption, but I just try and go on with the run, and as you see, there will be a couple times where I'm going to try and be attacked, but you'll see that in a little bit later when I'm doing the next set of running. But we're nearly there at the bridge, and I'm gonna have to leap over the railway right over there just to get there. And what I'm gonna do is that when the game states, because there is a point when the game states that you are leaving the playing zone, that it will just auto turn me around to go back into the play zone. And that's where I'm going to say I reached the end of New York, because theoretically New York extends to the next side according to Spider-Man 2, but this is how far we can go in this version of New York. So it took roughly 7 minutes and 46 seconds to get across horizontally from one end to the other across New York City and Marvel's Spider-Man. So let's go now vertically and see how long that will take. And so we begin our journey. As you can see, I'm speeding the footage up quite a bit because I don't want this to be just a super forever video. I probably could have sped the footage up just a little bit, but hey, we were traveling the shorter way across New York, so now we are traveling the long way. So as you can see, I decided to stick with a comfortable walk along the edge of the city. We are not going to be going up into any of the ports or anything, because that would involve me having to wall climb over the city, and that would kind of be breaking the whole rules of, oh, I'm using my ability to travel across New York. So instead, we're just traveling across New York like this and jogging. And I don't know why I chose to wear the homecoming suit. I just thought it looked the most normal. For all you know, it could just be a fan of Spider-Man just running around like, hey! And as you can see, like, some of the people, they do stop us. Like, certain people in this game, well, NPCs I should say, they're kind of just put there in the middle. Like, I think they just have their own roaming patterns that are randomized based off of this. But some of them, they just stick on the edge and you can't do it. Okay, there's not enough space. Oh, pardon me. There's not enough space. Oh, I am not a professional at this whatsoever. I am an amateur. But there is not enough space between an NPC and the railway in certain scenarios to where you can just walk through them. So I learned that the hard way, that I would have to walk around them, and that's why I initially thought about just taking 10 seconds off of just like every run I do, but I didn't want to be too inadequate about it, so I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it up to you guys if you want to try and take the run off. And yeah, there's, as you see right there, there was another scenario of which the NPC blocked my path, so I had to go around them. And yeah, look, there's some more scenarios. I probably could have just run around through the docks and stuff like that, but no. This is me trying to travel in a straight line down. And actually right now, you just saw there for a brief moment that there was a police report about a crime going on. And look, there's police and SWAT people with guns out there. And now, this is particularly, as you saw right there, there were some hammerhead thugs that were part of a crime, well, pop-up crime. And they just popped up and they see me and they took a shot at me, but because their EPCs were going in the opposite direction from where I was going, they just kind of took one shot at me and then just left. I mean, I'm not really complaining because I don't want to get caught in a shot with me. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just saying stuff in order to make the time pass. Like, okay, right there, I didn't realize how it would take such a long time for me to get around that SWAT officer, and why they have such big boxes right there. And also probably a couple more times I'm gonna be looking at the camera, I mean, not the camera, the map, trying to see how far I am. I turn here. I don't actually know if there's much farther you can go out there. I don't know if maybe you can go, I think this way is where the Statue of Liberty is. I don't know if you can go that far. I've never tested if you can go out that far to the Statue of Liberty, because in this game, we don't have the web wings, so we just either have to just try and web zip or just swim all the way over there. And I wasn't about to try and do swimming because that's not the farthest point. I'm just walking. And I'm not going to do web zipping because then that would mean I'm using my web traversals and all that, which is really not the point I'm trying to use. So at this point, I just put a marker down just to make sure I stop at the end. And we're going to stop here right at the end. We're going to see how much time it took for me to get here. And then from there, we are going to move on to the final part, which is walking around New York. So I just traveled across, well, not across, I traveled down from the highest point of New York all the way to the lowest point of New York. And that took me roughly 20 minutes and 52 seconds. So now comes the final part of this video, where it's going to see how long it takes for me to walk around the city of New York. So, let's begin, shall we? And there it is! It takes you roughly 48 minutes to get across the entire map. This took so much time, so if you guys enjoyed this, please consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribe with the notification bell. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Till then, laters!